The word chronograph comes from the Greek words chronos, which means time, and graph, to write. As much as I love a great dive watch, chronographs are a close second. There's something really cool about the design and functionality they offer. Today we're going to look at 12 really cool chronographs that are packed with value and style. The first watch we're going to take a look at is a really great looking vintage chrono by Mysterious Code. I've always been a fan of this brand and found their watches to look fantastic, but there was always one thing holding me back, and I suspect a lot of you as well. They had the name Mysterious Code across the dial, but with this new updated version, it looks fantastic without it. The specs on this watch are really great, especially for this price. It's powered by the Seiko VK64 Mecha Quartz movement, so you get that sweeping hand. The case is crafted in 316L stainless steel, has a K1 mineral crystal, which is basically a hard Lex, so it's hardened and treated for extra protection. The water resistance is solid at 50 meters. There's plenty of lume, and the case measures 40 by 13. The watch is available in either black or blue, which both look really fantastic, especially with the white hands and white hour markers. It comes equipped on a canvas strap that fits this style perfectly, but it's definitely one of those watches that's a total strap monster. The price for this beauty is $47. Next up is a really cool pilot fleeger from Escapement Time, the 6S21. It has minimalist design with just the right details. 40 by 11.5 millimeters, right in that sweet spot for a lot of people. Powered by the Citizen Miota 6821 quartz movement, has a sapphire crystal, and a stainless steel case. Everything just flows really nicely on the dial, packed with tons of lume, and the oversized crown is a nice touch. I really like the sub-second sub-dial, the crisp white numerals, and these style of hands go perfectly with this watch. The dial is matte black, but the sub-dial has a little bit of a sunburst effect, which adds some nice contrast. The blue lume is Swiss BGW9, and it comes equipped on a nice leather strap with white contrasting that ties everything together just perfectly. The case is fully brushed and done really well. The price is $63. Next up is a watch from a brand that makes really well-made watches on AliExpress, the Proxima PX1734. This retro chronograph has a ton of style and a lot of charm. The dial is definitely the big star here, with the nice bright red dial that fades to black with a cool gradient effect. The case is really interesting. It's not quite square or circle, just kind of a perfect balance in between. The case is 44 by 11.6 millimeters, so it's definitely a little more robust and will give you a bit more wrist presence. On top of that, it's just stacked with a lot of great details. Powered by the VK64 quartz movement, 316L stainless steel, and the dial is made of enamel. It has a sapphire crystal, screw-down crown, and comes with a really nice racing-style leather strap. The BGW9 Swiss lume shines super bright and spread out across the hour markers and the hands. Along with the red dial, there's a green version as well, and this is just a great opportunity to get a Proxima at a super affordable price, which is set at $75. Keeping that military theme is the Militado 1868, which is available in 2 different versions, so we'll definitely cover both of those. The first one has just the Roman numerals with 2 sub-dials, and the vintage styling is done perfectly. The overall design makes you feel like you have a watch from the past. The size of this chronograph is perfect at 39 by 12, so it's going to wear incredibly comfortable, and it has all the details and specs we look for in a really nice watch. Mecha Quartz movement, 316L stainless steel, sapphire crystal with AR coating, 100 meters of WR, Swiss super lume, and 20 millimeters between the lugs for easy strap changing. There's 2 strap options available, either a khaki canvas or a black NATO strap. I think both look great, and it kind of gives the watch a different look depending on which one you choose. The price is just at $78. The next version of the 1868 has some text on the dial and a 3rd sub-dial. It does add a bit more to the dial, including that extra functionality, but it does flow nicely. The specs are the same as the other version with the VK67 quartz powered movement, 316L steel, 100 meters of water resistance, and the sapphire glass with AR coating. The lume is super bright, screw-down crown, and 39 by 12 millimeters. The price is only a couple dollars more at $80. The next chronograph we'll take a look at is from one of my favorite brands. I think they offer the best quality to price you can find on AliExpress, the Addiesdive AD2034. This watch just looks super cool, really stylish, and all the right details. From the case to the bracelet, everything just looks so good on this watch. It's got tons of style, it's sporty, it's elegant, and it's just one of my favorites. Powering the engine is a Japanese Mecha Quartz movement, VH31A. Like all the watches, it's made in 316L stainless steel, and it has a screw-down crown with 200 meters of WR. One thing I really love about this watch is it's basically a diver and a chronograph packed into one. The case is 41 by 14 and 20 millimeters between the lugs. It has a double dome sapphire crystal with AR coating, and it's packed with a ton of BGW Superlume. This watch is an absolute banger from Addiesdive, and the price just doesn't make sense at $53. Next up is probably the nicest brand on AliExpress, hands down, and that's San Martin with the SN0141. Like all San Martin watches, the watch is not only built incredibly well, but it has all the details and specs. It's powered by the NH35 Seiko automatic movement, 316L stainless steel, a dome sapphire crystal with AR coating, tons of lume with BGW9 blue and C3 green, and the bracelet is just incredible. Beads of rice style and looks fantastic for this style of watch. It features a folding clasp with safety as well as a fly adjustment clasp so you get the perfect fit any time of the day. I know what a lot of you are thinking. This isn't a chronograph. And no, it isn't. But because it has that second crown, it kind of gives the look of it. So I did want to include this just for something different. The case measures 39 by 12.2 millimeters, so it's just right in that sweet spot for most wrists. The watch is mostly brushed, although there are polished chamfered edges along the lugs, which I think always adds a nice element to the overall design. The bracelet is brushed on the outer links and polished on the center links. If you're wondering what that second crown does, the rotating timing bezel is internal, so use that second crown to rotate it. As much as I love this design, the build quality, and anything from San Martin, the price might be the best part at just $163. We have one more San Martin watch to look at, and it's probably the most fun and stylish of all the pieces we're looking at today with the SN0116. There's a bunch of different dial colors available that really make the watch look super vibrant, but there is a black one if you're looking for something just a little more simple. The size of this beauty is 39.5 millimeters by 12.2 millimeters. Powering the watch is the Seiko Mecha Quartz VK64 movement, which, as I mentioned earlier, gives you that sweeping motion, but it's still powered by a battery, so you don't have to deal with winding or even forgetting to. I also like that it maintains the time and you never have to reset it. It has the same beads of rice style bracelet, which I think is super stylish. It features a top hat style sapphire crystal with AR coating, BGWX blue lume, as well as C3 green lume, screw down crown with the 3D hexagon logo, as well as the on-the-fly micro adjustments on the bracelet. The details are just really incredible. From the brushing to the polishing, it's done to the T. And for $161, it is a bit more than some of these other watches we've looked at, but you do get a lot more watch. Going back in time is another retro, vintage-inspired chronograph by Baltany. Somebody mentioned in a previous video that I said it differently, so I think it might be Baltany. I really love this watch. I think it's got such a well-executed design, perfect specs, great build quality as expected from Baltany. It measures 39 by 13, and it's available in 3 different dial colors that each give it its own unique characteristics. If you're starting to see a trend here with these chronographs, they're all powered by Seiko quartz movements or quartz in general. This one in particular is the VK64. The crystal is sapphire, AR coating, polished hands, super lume, screw and crown, really nicely done polishing, all packaged in 316L stainless steel case. There's a ton of functionality, and the brown or black leather strap with a little bit of white stitching is a perfect choice for this style of watch. Even though it's a chronograph, it still offers a lot of protection with 50 meters of water resistance. The price is set at $133. We have one more Baltany to look at with the S5054, and I really love this pilot flieger design, and the coin edge bezel looks really fantastic. The case measures just under 40 millimeters by 11 millimeters. Powering the watch is the Miyota 6S21 movement. It's available in 2 different dial colors, black and tropical brown. It has 50 meters of water resistance, and it's just a fantastic option for those looking for kind of a military-inspired chronograph. There's also Swiss Super Lume, really well done brown or black leather strap. The case and bezel are fully brushed, and it really gives it an overall tool watch look. The price is $141, but with Baltany, you do get really great quality, build, specs, details. You can't go wrong. Last but definitely not least is really stylish and functional chronograph by Pagani Design. What I really like about this watch is not just the build quality you could expect from Pagani, perfect dimensions for a chronograph at 30 by 11.7 millimeters, so it'll fit nicely on the wrist. Powered by the go-to Seiko VK64 movement, 316L stainless steel, AR-coated sapphire crystal, and just an overall really fantastic watch, packed with style, packed with details, and for just $44, kind of a no-brainer. There's definitely a lot of chronographs on AliExpress, and these are just 12 of my favorites and ones that have been on my radar for a while. Let me know what some of your favorite chronographs are on AliExpress. If I didn't mention them, I'll definitely check them out and maybe they'll make the next list. As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.